I never fail. It's just that the people around me succeed more than I. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Earth's crammed with heaven, but only he who sees takes off his shoes. Everything is hard before it is easy. You can be anything you want in the world. Just don't become a prisoner of hatred. No other success can compensate for failure in the home. He will win who, prepared himself, waits to take the enemy unprepared. The gods are fond of the cryptic and dislike the evident. Even though the ship may go down, the journey goes on. To touch the soul of another human being is to walk on holy ground. You often meet your fate on the road you take to avoid it. We are finite, in that we are a product and source of the infinite. Colors blind the eye, sounds deafen the ear, flavors numb the taste, thoughts weaken the mind, desires wither the heart. And regulation entails organizational effectiveness, a chain of command, and a structure for logistical support. Distance sometimes lets you know who is worth keeping and who is worth letting go. The language of light can only be decoded by the heart. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. Treat your men as you would your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. I is for integrity. Be honest with yourself and others. Life is fragile. We're not guaranteed a tomorrow, so give it everything you've got. You need mountains. Long staircases don't make good hikers. Insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Man is no longer an artist. He has become a work of art. When pure sincerity forms within, it is outwardly realized in other people's hearts. Most often, you don't own your own mind. You borrow it from society. We all make choices, but in the end, our choices make us. It's not what you are in life, but what you make of it. You talk when you cease to be at peace with your thoughts. When you walk in silence, your excellence will always speak for you. Sometimes your circle decreases in size, but increases in value. Patience and improvement is the key to opening the door to progress. The more powerful the class, the more it claims not to exist. In order to change the world, you have to get your head together first. I'm just doing me, and to me, that's what got me this far. Better to get hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. After your death, you will be what you were before your birth. To truly laugh, you must be able to take your pain and play with it. Face reality as it is, not as it was, or as you wish it to be. Success, for most people, requires unlearning as much as learning. Stop trying to create a new you around the same old people. Invincibility depends on oneself, the enemy's vulnerability on him. It is hard work and great art to make life not so serious. When you take control of your attitude, you take control of your life. Everything in life is speaking in spite of its apparent silence. Pretend to be weak, so your enemy may grow arrogant. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing upon the shoulders of giants. Watching my back is the perfect opportunity to stick a knife in it. To become a lifelong reader, one has to do a lot of varied and interesting reading. Lower your expectations, but never lower your standards. Être dans le ventre, c'est avoir le destin des feuilles mortes. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. We are all worms, but I do believe that I am a glowworm. A rose does not answer its enemies with words, but with beauty. If you can't enjoy what you have, you can't enjoy more of it. It's failure that gives you the proper perspective on success. One mistake does not have to rule a person's entire life. Life is a full circle, widening until it joins the circle motions of the infinite. Keep going. It's not as difficult as you feel it is. Don't give up. If you remember me, then I don't care if everyone else forgets. A man should look for what is and not for what he thinks should be. But the only way never to do the wrong thing is never to do anything. When the enemy is relaxed, make them toil. When full, starve them. When settled, make them move. The man who has forgotten self may be said to have entered heaven. Everything's a risk. Not doing anything is a risk. It's up to you. You are never alone. You are eternally connected with everyone. Secret operations are essential in war. Upon them, the army relies to make its every move. He who knows his enemy and himself well will not be defeated easily. I do maintain that if your hair is wrong, your entire life is wrong. People say that life is the thing, but I prefer reading. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. If you have the courage to begin, you have the courage to succeed. Fear is nothing more than a negative assessment of risk. People wealth consists upon their freedom, individual resources, and good social life. It is said we learn more from our failures than our successes. May my heart be kind, my mind fierce, and my spirit brave. What is important is not what you hear said, it's what you observe. By nature, men are nearly alike. By practice, they get to be wide apart. When they say the sky's the limit to me, that's really true. Truth that came too late was as useful as a meal to a dead man. Gratitude is best refined through the fires of adversity. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Those who realize their folly are not true fools. At some point, we all look up and realize that we are lost in a maze. It takes courage to grow up and become who you really are. Life is like an onion. You peel it off one layer at a time, and sometimes you weep. Every second alive is the greatest gift we will ever know. I don't paint dreams or nightmares. I paint my own reality. Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. In fact, the truth cannot be communicated until it is perceived. I admire those who do good and expect nothing in return. Never argue with stupid people. They will drag you down to their level and then beat you with experience. True words are not fancy. Fancy words are not true. The good do not debate. Debaters are not good. Create your own miracles. Do what you think you cannot do. Nobody ever lives their life all the way up, except bullfighters. It takes greater faith to dance in the dark than to rest in light. Do not fear the thorns in your path, for they draw only corrupt blood. I'm going to try speaking some reckless words, and I want you to try to listen recklessly. The better organized the state, the duller its humanity. Ability will never catch up with the demand for it. Some things you hear with your ears, others you hear with your heart.